Singers, here's a quick question. Have you ever tried to belt a high note and thought, okay, I'm going to give it all my breath support, and then it cracks or strains or just goes flat? You're not alone. Here's the truth. High notes actually need less air, not more. I'm going to break down why and show you exactly what that feels like. Stay tuned. We often think supporting more means pushing more air. But here's what happens when you go higher in pitch. Your vocal cords or your vocal folds, they get thinner and longer. They're stretched tight like a rubber band. And if you push a ton of air through that, you're going to lose control. You're going to create tension. You might even blow the vocal folds apart. It's not helpful. Now, these higher pitches, as they stretch like the rubber band, it increases the tension, which raises something called the phonation threshold pressure, or PTP. This is the amount of pressure beneath the vocal folds that you need to get them to start phonating or vibrating. Lower notes have lower PTP, higher notes need greater pressure. But this doesn't mean you need to use more airflow. In fact, efficient high note singing often involves reduced airflow. Take these two straws. I have a wider and a thinner straw. The wider straw, it's less pressure to blow air through it, but there's more airflow. The thinner straw, that takes more pressure. I actually feel my abs starting to kick in to help move the air, but there's less air flow. You want enough to get the vocal folds vibrating, but not so much that you cause problems. Here's an exercise you can do with a bottle of water and a bendable drink straw. I'm using a fancy voice straw for this. Put the straw half inch into the water, no more. Oh, too much. That doesn't take much pressure. Now, feel the difference as the straw goes deeper in the water. I can feel I need more pressure. I need more support, if you will, but I don't want to blow more air. Now, what you want to do this again, and I want you to keep the flow of bubbles steady so that you don't blow water all over the place. As a matter of fact, I was practicing this to demonstrate too much airflow, and I just soaked myself. So I'm not going to do that again. But what I want you to do is, as you go deeper, keep the flow of bubbles consistent. That's about it. It's not going to be perfect, but if you can keep that relatively consistent, pay attention to what you feel underneath your breath, okay? Pay attention to the lungs, the ribs, the stomach. You'll feel them engage more. You'll feel your support start to kick in without starting to push a bunch of air. Use this to develop control. A good way to control the airflow and also work your support, your whole control of this system, just place your hands on your rib cage like this. We're going to take in a nice expansive breath, and I want you to keep this feeling of expansion as you go, yeah, so it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't collapse. Yeah, everything is expanding. Yeah, you're not blowing excess air. If you feel this get over tense, if you feel it collapsing, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, it's that steady, almost think thin, steady, thin stream of air. That is going to support your high notes much better than just pushing. Another thing I really like to use is a straw in a cup because it gives me more resistance. And this back pressure stops me from pushing too much. And the back pressure also aligns the vocal cords better and just sets us up for better singing. So if I'm really pushing on somebody to love, right? That's not going to work. But with this cup, see, I use the right amount of air. That way, I'm not having to strain to try and resist too much air. My vocal cords aren't blowing apart. It's much easier. I have more control. Another great exercise is to get a little cry in the voice. This little kind of whiny cry feeling encourages vocal cord closure so we don't go into a pure falsetto, but we're going to keep this light enough that we can control it. And the idea is you don't lose the cry as you go higher, because if I push too much air, I'm going to lose the cry. I want I'm keeping that expansion feeling. I'm keeping that thin stream of air. That little cry exercise is incredibly helpful. Just take it as high as is comfortable. If you feel it strain, back off the sound. It's just that little crying sound. Watch the air. If it's falling apart, probably too much air. Keep that expansion. Keep that thin, steady stream. Now, these changing coordinations between the stretching, stiffening vocal folds, the amount of air that you need for those high notes, it's constantly changing. And it is a higher level skill. So be patient with yourself. You're not going to get this overnight. But these exercises, if you pay attention, if you focus on what you feel, on control, you will get this. If you like these vocal tips, please subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to get more, my book, Beginning Singing, is available as a free PDF download. It's the whole book. You can pay $20 for it on Amazon or get it free at the link below. It has all kinds of exercises as well as developing range, resonance, tone, etc. So enjoy. We'll talk soon.